So, I just want to conclude by saying, it's important to think about uh, the heterogeneity of the population, changing demography of the nation, and what it means for local communities and the institutions that are serving them. So this particular population, the Asian American and Pacific Islander population, is too often overlooked and underserved. We have these generalizations on a national level, and it's missing incidences where we're seeing low educational attainment and low representation in STEM for a large sector of some of these API subgroups. Um, we talked a little bit this morning about a cultural change, and I think that's a very important factor in what the AANAPISI program is able to do for institutions. So the resources are able to shed light and bring attention to the needs of particular groups, and but it's more than that. So the thing I appreciate about what Freeman talked about is it's not just a president or a single person in an institution that needs to encourage change and to kind of provide that North Star, but it takes the whole campus to, a broad array of folks on campus to be engaged in these efforts. The importance of inquiry, I think, cannot be understated. We have to not just develop these programs, but we have to assess their impact, whether or not they're making a difference. It's also important to think about assessment and inquiry on the front end to identify who these students are, what are their needs, and how can we best match up the program with what those needs are. For AAPI students, they're often left out of the assessment. We do this thing where we group Asians and whites together, we create these kind of this dichotomy around, who needs resources, who doesn't. As the population changes, we got to think about, even among racial groups, even among Blacks, Latinos, Asian Americans, Native Americans, there's a great deal of heterogeneity in these populations. And so it doesn't mean race is not relevant. It means that it means we have to think about subgroups at an even more granular level. Part of what happens with Asian Americans is we're grouping domestic and international students. This really skews the data, especially for Asians, because Asians typically make up the largest sector of our international student population. So we're also working with institutions to help them around the quality of the data that they have and the ability of data systems to be able to collect and report on good data on AAPI students. So thank you very much, and I look forward to the discussions to come. And I want to thank Kitty and Norm for inviting me. Thank you.